What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 25-minute hip adduction and abduction focused Kinstretch class. So the adduction is my hips coming towards the midline. Abduction is hips opening up and coming away from the midline. So we're going to get some butterflies. We're going to work some sideline concentrated lift-offs for adduction. We'll work some tails and rails for abduction. So without further ado, let's just get right into some hip cars from the quadruped position. So we're just going to be locked in. Hands under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. I'm going to lock in my core, right? So I don't need to be here. I also don't want to be too flexed. I'm just going to take a good brace. From there, I would just spread the floor with my hands. I just give my shoulder some stability, make sure I'm locked out from there. We're going to go 2 hip cars on the right side. So from there, I'm just going to take right knee up to my elbow. Open up as much as I can. And then I'll come around the top, making sure just my hip is moving. Make sure to minimize motion through the rest of the body. Make sure the hip is not extending. Make sure the elbows are not bending. We got one more here. Open or lift. Open. Come around. Stay tight for the rest of that body. And come over the top. And switch. 2 on your left side. Body stays engaged. Full body tension. Spread the floor with those shoulders. Get the knees nice and locked in, and then from there I will think up, open, come around, in through, then reverse, extend, open up, and come down. We got one more there. Elbows stay straight. Open, that's the abduction that we'll be working on today. From there I will come through, reverse, come around, down to the side. So from there, what we're going to work on is just the deflection and abduction, and we'll just the abduction component, maybe kind of like a fire hydrant exercise you've done before. From there, I'm sure they come up, lift, squeeze that hip, make sure nothing else is moving, make sure that pelvis is not rotating. We got 4 more there. We're going to come up and lift, back down. That's 2. So tight lift, 3. Lift, 4, last one, lift, and back down. So back to the right side. I'll do abduction 5 reps from here. Lock in that torso, come up slightly, and then I'm just going to lift. Make sure pelvis doesn't rotate, elbows stay locked. Back down 1, lift, 2, lift, 3, 2 more. Lift, 4, last one, lift, back down, 5. From there, let's go back to the side lying abduction, or adduction, excuse me. From there, I will go left heel, right on the straight leg. Right leg is down. I'm going to think lift, not just from the toe. I'm going to lift that heel. That's going to make sure I'm really targeting the adductor. We're just going to go 5 reps. We're just going to make sure body stays tight, core stays engaged. I don't want to just fall down like this, right? If you need to be here to get the leg up, that's okay. You just want to make sure the position you start in is the position that you complete the set. So here, lock in, get tight, lift, down, 1, lift, down, 2, lift, down, 3, lift, down, 4, last one, lift, squeeze it, down, and 5. Every time, we just want to go up, pause, come right back down. We'll be doing some knee hinges in this position later. Right now, we're just kind of getting the feel for that, just warming up those tissues, getting ready for some tails and rails work that we'll do in a second. So from here, lift that rib cage if you need to. You need to come up taller to make it a little more challenging. Go from there. Just want to think the lock in where you're at, lock out the leg, and lift. Down. 1, lift. Down. 2, lift. Down, 3, lift, down, 4, last one, lift, come back down, and 5. So from there, go to our split kneeling adductor position. So that's just going to be 1 knee down, 1 leg will just come directly out to my side. So depending on your mobility, right, you may want to sit back more, you may want to slide this leg out, and slide this leg out. We're really targeting the stretch on the adductors here. So now I'm just going to lock in my torso, lock in my body, find the stretch that I need to be at. Everyone's going to be in a different position. everyone's going to need a different amount of stretch. I'm just going to focus on breathing, relaxing. I want to make sure that when I'm in this position, if I look inside, just breathing, I just don't want to be too arched here or too flexed here, right? So I need to find the I need to be in. I can keep a good, stable base, good, stable torso. As if I was doing, say, like a plank exercise. But that is just one variable, right? So you could practice from a posterior pelvic tilt, practice from anterior pelvic tilt, but for now we're just trying to stay somewhat neutral and find our best stretch. Okay? So we're just gonna relax here, hang out for about 2 minutes, or even here for about 30 seconds. So just continue to breathe, relax, and 4 count in, 8 count out, or 5 count in, 10 count out. I just want to relax, find the deepest possible stretch that I can. My tail's contraction, I'm building up for 10, drive my foot to the floor, and then I'll hold max effort for another 10. Rails, I'm trying to lift my foot off the floor, so now that I got a scale under that left foot, I'm trying to get light on that scale. I should not be able to get my foot off the ground because I'm not in range. Could, that just means you either shift it out of it or you're not at your true end range. It's okay, you can still be isometrically trained there, but that's not true tails and rails, right? We want to find that end range position stretch. Deepest possible stretch, that's what we're doing. Deep breathing, which kind of allows you to sink down deeper, find that best stretch, and then we're just going to relax, do 1 round, and then we're going to switch sides. Okay? So take another 30 seconds or so. Relax, sink down deeper, deeper, find the best stretch. Okay? Take a breath in. Full body brace, and spread the floor with the hands, get everything locked in, force it nice and tight. Track that whole body, still contraction out to that leg, and slowly start dropping down, foot into the floor. We're at 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort, press down, 10, 9, 8, 7, press that foot into the floor, 6, 5, max effort, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to get that foot off the floor, feel that outer glute, outer hip, the same muscle that we worked with those fire hydrants, and keep going, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. See if you can find a deeper stretch, get something put out. Again, you can sit back a little more depending on what your body needs. Do so. And relax, okay? We're just going to switch sides. So just slowly come out of that there. And then we're just going to shift. As the knee comes down. We're just going to take the other leg out to the side. Both sides may be different, right? So you may need to shift further out. You may need to shift the body more up here, there. Sit back. Really what you're just trying to do is you're trying to find the target stretch, find the deepest amount of stretch that's for you. And we want to load it up with our tails and rails. So now, breathe. In for a 4 count, out for an 8, in for a 5, out for a 10. And the best stretch for you, the back toe, so in case this gets my left toe, can be tucked under, can be full and flat. Whatever's best for you. You can keep it slightly bent if you need to. Again, you may need to shift that foot forward, you may need to open up a little more. Again, find the best stretch right for you. You can slide out, a little more this way, and you can shift your hips away from that stretch. So you get a little bit more tension. Again, it's finding the right position for you. Okay, let's take a breath in. Full body brace, build a contraction out to that right hip, and then slowly start pressing the right foot into the floor. 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. Drive that foot into the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to get that foot off the floor. It shouldn't be able to if you're at your end range. Just get a little light on that scale. Feel that outer hip working. Try to get that foot off the ground. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Sit back if you can, or slide up that straight position. Okay, very good. From there, I'm going to go back to my left hip. We're going to work some passive range lift ups. Okay, so for this position, I'm going to set it up exactly the same. Left foot's directly off my right foot. I'm going to find the deep stretch. When we're doing our passive range lift offs, you want to find your end range position, right? Because this gives you an indication of where we need to go for the lift off, right? If you're doing holds, you can passive range holds from your end range. You're tracking there, and then you're removing the support. In this case, you'd be removing the support of the ground, right? So in this case, the lift off, you gotta find your end range, and then you gotta come out of it 10 to 15 degrees or just a couple inches, depending on what you need. So I'm gonna come out just a little bit. I'm gonna shift my hands to the right just a tad. So this is gonna give me room to lift off, right? So if I was at my end, I would not be able to lift from there, but I come out of it just a little bit. I'm gonna go slightly wider with my hands for a better base of support. I'm gonna tuck my right toe under the floor. Okay, so again, full body contraction, and I'm working to just lift my left foot off the floor. Even if it's 1 centimeter, that's a win. Even if you don't get off the ground, it's still good, right? Because we're just working on the contraction, working on the intent. If you can't get off the ground, that's okay. Just shift a little bit more. Find the position that allows you to get off the ground without your torso shifting, right? So find the position. Full body contraction, take a breath in. We got 5 lift ups here. Take a breath in, brace and lift. Back down. That's 1. Take lift. Down. 2. Lift. Down. 3. This should be very hard. 2 more. Lift. Down. 4. Last one. Lift. Down. And 5. Very good. We're going to switch sides. These are usually one of the more challenging lift offs that we got, because the leg is long and our lever's, the longer our lever gets, the harder it's going to be, right? Take a breath, so find your passive end range. Get as deep in that possible, as deep as you possibly can into the stretch. From there, come out just a little bit. Right and left sides may be a little bit different. On my right side, abduction is not quite as good. So I'm just going to make sure that I give myself the room and the ability to get that foot off the floor. Spread those arms, the wider your arms get, the wider that base is, the easier it's going to be. Take a breath in. Full body brace, feel that contraction out to that outer hip. Let's go kind of lift right here. And brace. And lift. 1. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. 2 more. Lift. 4. Last one. Lift. 5. Very good. Whew. Come out of that slowly. We're going to go into some butterflies here. So I will just sit up in a butterfly position. So position we have done before. We're going to take the bottoms of our feet together. I'm just going to sit up. I'm going to use my elbows to guide my legs closer to the floor. I'm just going to help gravity help me out, right? So elbows are pushing down. Gravity is also pulling those legs down and kind of make sure I'm sitting up tall. And then just guide those legs closer to the floor. As I breathe, we're going to hang out here for a little while just to make sure that I get as deep in that stretch as I possibly can. Okay? On the exhale, use those elbows, get deeper into that stretch. Okay, so we're going to hang out here, focus on belly breathing. It's a great position to practice your belly breathing. My tail's contraction, my elbows are driving down into my legs. Legs are driving up in my elbows. So I'm just contracting arms and legs together, getting a contraction of all of these muscles here. Rails contraction, I'm trying to pull my knees closer to the ground, actively using those hips. Same muscles we used with fire hydrants at the beginning of class, or hip abduction from the point of view. And then the same muscles that we use to do the rails contraction or the lift offs from the straight leg abduction. So just think about those muscles, really try to contract those as hard as we can, try to pull those knees to the floor. So we're doing 2 steps here, and then we'll do some holds and some lift offs, and then we'll do some abduction work. So take a breath in, full body contractions, feel the contraction out through the legs, out through the elbows, full body, nice and tight, and then slowly start driving legs into elbows, elbows into legs. 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, keep building it up, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. Drive up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to pull those knees to the floor. Drive, 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 drive. Keep opening up. Keep trying to get more. Keep trying to get more. Keep trying to get more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Sink in deeper into your stretch position. So these very mobile folks here, you can definitely sit up taller and then lean, but keeping the chest tall. Lean your torso angle. We're trying to cut that down a little bit, just going to make the hips a little bit more challenging. That's definitely what we want. If you're very mobile, you try to release your being close to the floor. We just want to lift our chest taller, close down that angle of the hips, and you can instantly bring your legs up a little bit so you can train deeper ranges of motion. Key to our pills and rails here is that we want to make sure we're training at my end range. So if I'm here, if I do my pills and rails from up here, it's okay. We're still training those tissues, but we're not training end range, right? So it's just going to make it harder. It's going to make us take longer to increase mobility because now we're not strengthening at our end. We're training here versus down here, right? So let's go one more set here. Sit up, elbows to the legs, and take a breath in. Full body contraction, elbows to the legs to the elbows, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to pull the knees to the floor, pull the knees, pull the legs away from the elbows. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Get down a little deeper if you need to, if you can, I should say. So we just did some pills and rails for the butterfly position. Now our pass range holds. We're going to find that same end range position just like we did pills and rails. Now I'm just going to do essentially my rails contracting, so I'm trying to lift away. I'm going to remove my elbows and try not to lose any of that range of motion. So I want to maintain an active contraction, close to my passive end range as possibly can. So that's going to allow me to not only kind of solidify the range of motion that we're gaining with the pills and rails, but it's also going to give me more control and kind of help me to increase that range of motion a little bit quicker. Right, so we call PALs and RALs, which are just progressive angular or regressive angular loading. So we increase range of motion with pills and rails, and then we solidify the range of motion, and then we get stronger in it. We gain more control of that range of motion with our holds and our lift offs and all those types of activities. So now I'm going to sit up tall, brace, find my end range, contract. I'm going to do a rails contraction from my knees to the floor, remove my arms, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows come back down to the legs. That's 1. We got 5 reps here. Take a breath in, contract, rails contraction, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. That's 2. Breath in, contract, rails, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3. You need to bring your legs up more. If you need to bring your legs hands lower, that's okay. And there. Contract, rails, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one here. Good. Full body brace and contract, lift off, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So if you want to, you can just kind of give those hips a little bit of a break. Do some actual butterflies here. I guess that's why they're calling that. We're going to go right into some lift offs. Okay, so feet together, stay at your end range. If you want to slide forward a little bit, so decrease the space between your feet and your legs. That'll kind of make things a little more challenging too, because now you have less of an angle on those legs at the knees. So we're just going to do some passive range lift offs. So just like we did for the abduction from straight leg, I'm going to find my passive end range, come out of it just a little bit. And now I'm just trying to lift my legs away from my arms. I'm going to hold for a second or two, come right back up. Okay, we're going to do 10 reps. So passive end range will be up here. Now just a little bit. Arms stay still, legs lift off. Take a breath in, contract, and lift. Back down. 1. Lift. Down. 2. Lift. 3, 10 reps, lift, down, 4, lift, down, 5 more, lift, down, 6, lift, down, 7, lift, down, maintain that contraction, 8, we got 2 more, lift, down, 9, last one, and lift, hold, and relax. Very good. Woo. So those were abduction and adduction. So that was both, so the straight leg and the butterfly were both abduction, right? But we're training the adductors and the abductors. So those are really what's going to allow us to get that range of motion, right? So the beauty about mobility training is that you're training both sides of that joint. Flexibility will just be stretching my adductors, where mobility is strengthening the adductors and abductors. The beauty of the tails and rails is now we're training both sides of that joint. So we're going to finish with some sideline adductor lift-offs with a knee hinge. So I'm going to lay on my side. Get this one block out to the side. I'm just going to lay on my side here. You can do it from, just like we did earlier, you can do it from the side here, but if I'm able to get way up here, we will just shift up a little bit higher. If I can get here, there. Now what I'm going to do is take this block, get it on the side here, or a little bit higher up. That's going to make it a little bit more challenging for me because that's going to keep me honest. Now it'll allow me to do that as I drop down. Okay, so it's kind of what you need, right? So you could also go hand here, up, or I could go hand where my elbow would be up there. So depending on your body, what you need. Then go 5 lifts with a hinge, right? So I'm going to lift up, hinge that knee, hold the heel to my butt, keep trying to get higher with that adduction, back out, set down, okay? 5 reps on my right, 5 reps on my left. Full body tight, full body tension, right leg is locked, and is right in front of me. You can grab that leg, you can go here, you can go here, grab here, whatever you need. You're gonna lift, hinge that knee, out, tap, right back up, lift, hinge, out, 2, lift, hinge, back, 3, 2 more, lift, hinge, back, 4, last one, lift, hinge, back, and set down. Very good. From there, we'll just go to the sides. Find position is best for me. For me, it's going to be about here. I know my left adductor is not quite as good as my right, so I'm just going to make sure, keep myself honest with this block, and really focus with my leg locked as much as I need until it's time to hinge that knee. Right? So we lift the heel. Keep fighting to get more the whole time. So even as I squeeze that knee, keep trying to get that leg higher. 1, hinge, 2, lift, hinge, 3, lift, hinge, 4. You're gonna do it right. That leg's right off the floor. You're getting it way up again. Shift that torso. Make it more challenging for you. You got 1 more here. Walk that leg out. Lift. Hinge. Keep getting higher. And back down. Very good. That is it for our 25-minute adductor and abductor focus Kinstretch class. With those adductor lift-offs, those are going to be great for you, especially if you're like a runner, you're someone who spends a lot of time on your feet. And then the abduction kind of emphasis with the butterfly and the straight leg or split kneeling position. Those are 2 that are, I'd say, often forgotten about when you think about mobility training. You always think about hip flexion extension, and of course, internal rotation, external rotation are the 2 most important motions and prerequisites for everything else we do with our hips. But don't forget about the adductors and the abductors. Those are 2 crucially important aspects of hip motion. So just continue to practice those, continue to work on your hip cars, continue to throw in some adductor lift-offs when you train, and then just continue to gradually get better. So thank you for joining me in today's 25-minute adduction focus Kinstretch class, and we'll see you later.